People love to say just lock in, like it's an easy flip of the switch. But what if the switch is broken? You sit down, you're all hyped to work. 10 minutes later, you're rummaging through your pantry trying to find a snack. Like, am I lazy? Or is it something else? I've been there way too many times. And honestly, I'm there most of the time. So, this video, I just want to conversate about locking in and how it really doesn't come very easy. And so, a couple questions I want us to keep in mind while we talk is, what does locking in even look like for you? How do you know if you're actually tired or you're just avoiding the hard stuff? And what's your move when your focus completely dies? So let's talk about it. So what does locking in even look like for you? A lot of people would say locking in is nonstop. Sit down, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to keep doing it until I finish what I started. And that might be the dictionary definition of locking in, honestly. But for me, I feel like locking in is just a verb or a way of me saying, I'm going to complete this task, no matter what it takes. But I know my limitations. And so what I mean by that is, most of the time, I can't hold my attention span for longer than, I would say 30 minutes is probably the max that I can work on something and not get bored. And so making the most of 30 minutes that I, allot myself, or whatever time I'm feeling, making the most of that time is locking in, honestly. I feel like it's just being able to accomplish more than you had when you started, right? It's impossible for me to expect myself to make these huge, grandiose, like 10 videos in one sitting. That's impossible for me. Not only is my attention span kind of limiting, but also my time. I don't got time like that. And so whenever I see, videos of, big creators or big, successful people saying locking in is honing on, this and that, I understand that might be locking in to them where they're nonstop, but the concept is still the same. Locking in is just trying to focus on something and be good at it and be successful at it. I don't think there's a certain quote unquote only way to lock in, because we're all different, we're all unique. You're unique, I'm unique. The way you lock in might be a hell of a lot better than the way I lock in, and vice versa. How do you know if you're actually tired or you're dodging the hard stuff? Honestly, bro, I feel like this is an easy one. If you are falling asleep, if you physically cannot physically cannot grind anymore because your eyes cannot be open or you're literally sick, I think you're just tired, dude. Like, I've got tons and tons and tons of friends, or just know people in general who are, workaholics, and they'll say, I think I'm burnt out, man. I'm burnt out. And the first thing I'll always ask is, when's the last time you got a good night's rest? A full 8 hours of sleep, ate a breakfast, and whatever. And they'll say never. I'll be like, bro, you might not be burnt out. You might just be tired. And so I feel like being tired is kryptonite for someone who wants to be successful or wants to use their time productively, quote unquote. I know usually at night between like 8 o'clock to midnight is like the only time I have to, do something, make a video, play games, whatever. And honestly, I would say like 3 or 4 days out of the week, by the time it hits 10:30, I cannot keep my eyes open. And so that's me understanding that I'm just physically tired. Honestly, the only way you can be burnt out in my eyes is if you really don't want to do what you're doing anymore. I know, like, making videos is something I'm like obsessed with, and I know I will be burnt out when I'm no longer obsessed with it, when I'm not thinking about it every second of the day. I feel like that's the perfect way to figure out if you're burnt out on something. If it's what you eat, sleep, and breathe, I think you're still passionate and you're going for it. But the moment it pains you to think about those things, then you're probably burnt out. You need a break. Get some sleep. And what's your go-to move when focus completely dies? Are you the type of person to push through and get the shit done no matter how long it takes? Because again, I'm not. I'm more of a my time is up. I'm gonna put it down for the day. And I know in the long run, it hurts in the long run. Me, at least mentally, because I'm like, oh man, I can't get certain things done when I want it done. But at the same time, I feel like when you take a break from something, you're allowing yourself to be refreshed. And who knows, when if it's something like this, being creative, something new might pop up. Or if it's something physically extenuating, you really need a break. Like, your body cannot go anymore. And so it is good to take a break at that point. And others, they can switch back and forth, 30 minutes of this, 30 minutes of that. I'm jealous of those people. Working on that. Right now, I'm working on I guess you could say schedule. The kids go to sleep, then 30 minutes I'm doing something productive, and 30 minutes I'm playing a game or something, and then kind of go back and forth with it. But we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. But locking in is something very trendy to say, and I know I think it's called the Great Lock-in. Right now it's like September to December, October. I don't remember what it is. It happens like every year. It feels like, and I kept saying those things, and I just kept having to tell myself that locking in is feels different for me. I wish I could go all day and lock in on and hone my skills and my crafts, but I can't, and that's okay because I am wanting to just be successful and wanting to be better at what I'm passionate about. And I just understood that, and it's okay to not do things the same as others. Like I said earlier, we're all unique. You're unique, my friend. And so you just need to find your own little path, framework, whatever you want to call it, of locking in. I mean, again, my little process is just 30 minutes of focused work, rest, and repeat. It's that simple. Because in the end, when you are locked in on something, you are passionate about it. And if you truly are locked in, you will complete your goals. So, just have a good night locking in, my friends. Peace.